Welcome back with another video. Been a while, been a good little while, and I still haven't recovered from the fact that West Indies we didn't meet the semi-finals. It was very hurtful, and I just couldn't find the strength to make a detailed analyst video. But here we are again. Let's chop it up and let's review from the title. We're going to be reviewing West Indies or World Cup campaign. I'm not necessarily going to give a player rating, but just review the stats and the facts, right? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I'm still gutted that we are out of this World Cup and that we should have been in Barbados playing the finals against whether it's South Africa or India. We should have been in the finals, but that's how it is. The group stage, well done. You have to give the guys hats off for that. New Zealand, coming into the tournament, New Zealand were ranked above us. Well, just before the start of the tournament, New Zealand were ranked above us. After we beat South Africa, we moved over them and then we leapt up to, I think, fourth place. But heading into the World Cup, New Zealand were ranked ahead of us. And so we had to beat New Zealand in a very tight game. And we pulled that back. And we, with the Trinity posse here and us cheering on everybody, cheering on Johnson Charles at the mid-wicket boundary, cheering on Dre Ross down by Long On or wherever Dre Ross was. And we managed to win by 13 runs. We pulverized Afghanistan, Uganda, and we managed to scrape through against Papua New Guinea. So it was an excellent group stage. If I were to rate our performance out of 10, I would say 9 out of 10. Apart from the Papua New Guinea scare, I thought that we played well. We had some rust in the first game, but I would say 9 out of 10. This is where things went sour for us in the Super 8s. We started out by losing to England by 8 wickets. And it wasn't just the fact that we lost by 8 wickets. It was the fact that England won with about 15 deliveries to spare, chasing 180. No, I thought the wicket was pretty flat, but still, they should not have won with 15 deliveries to spare. And I'm not gonna throw my team under the bus. Not gonna throw anyone under the bus. It's a complete team effort, so I'm not gonna pick out 2 or 3 persons. I'll pick out rather basically everybody to summarize how we could have done much better in that game. Personally, I thought Rovman Powell, the skipper, made tactical blunder. The first tactical blunder was Romario Shepherd. He's our guy. He's been our guy a long time. And Shepherd went back home, in order to watch his the birth of his child. And we wish him all the best. Shepherd, all the best, for the journey. It's not easy, especially when he's traveling all the while and stuff like that. So we wish you all the best, Shepherd, and we hope that you and your family continue to grow stronger together and everything. But in terms of cricket now, Shepherd left, went home for the birth of his child and came back. He shouldn't have came back straight into the 11. That makes no sense. How can a man leave a camp, right? And then come back straight. And the thing is, he got back day before the England game, right? I mean, even if he say he's fine mentally, just watching the birth of your child and everything else going on in the background, Shepherd should not have played that game against England. Second thing was Obed McCoy. Just had a fantastic game against he had a fantastic game against Afghanistan at St. Lucia. Bearing in mind we're playing at St. Lucia. And I'm gonna show us something, right? This is T20 records at the Darren Sammy cricket ground. We're going for T20s. Want to look at most wickets right here. I'm going to show us something. Most wickets at the Darren Sammy cricket ground. Look who's number 3 on that list for most wickets at the Darren Sammy cricket ground. Obed McCoy. Who's there? Obed McCoy. Who's there? Obed McCoy. Obed McCoy played two games right here at that same venue against Australia and did really well, 4 for 26. I think we were defending 147, and Obed at St. Lucia bowled brilliantly. Veering his pace, he was bowling up to 145, click some delivery, and then that slow ball was lethal. I think Obed need to find back his pace though. But yeah, Obed McCoy for sure was very good at St. Lucia, very good against Afghanistan. The extra bounce that he gets at St. Lucia with his height, with his variation, worked out excellent. And for us to leave him out after what he did against Afghanistan with the ball at St. Lucia was, I couldn't understand that. That was the first bitter mistake for me. Come. Yeah, definitely Obed McCoy should have been in that playing 11 against England. Not saying we'd have won it, I'm just showing you the tactical blunders, right? Obed's track record. Also, his CPL history at St. Lucia. When he was representing St. Lucia, right, in CPL, check his record at that venue, St. Lucia. Check his home record. Exceptional. His home record at St. Lucia. You cannot have a man that does well at a particular venue and you're going to drop him. Come on. So I thought that was the first tactical blunder, which was in the playing 11 by the skipper, Rovman Powell. Now, of course, in that game against England, yeah, I remember Brandon King got the little side strain. I remember that. That's fine. Brandon King got that side strain. That's fine. Brandon got us a fantastic start, but I thought that we weren't aggressive enough after the power play. After the power play, we didn't lose any wicket. We were 54 without loss. 54 without loss, right? And I understand Pooran wanted to take it deep. So I couldn't understand why Johnson Charles was knocking it around and going at a runner ball. And then when he tried to go at it, he got out. Rovman came in and gave it some impetus. I thought we were in a good position at 15 overs. At 15 overs, we were what 135 for three. But that 16th over by Jofra Archer, I think it only went for 4 runs. This is the difference. Jofra Archer bowled a 16 over for England, went for 4 runs. Romario Shepherd bowled the 16 over for West Indies and went for 30 runs. That's crazy. Archer just ran in and bowled wide of off stump to Pooran, and Pooran has to take some blame as well. If you're struggling to hit the ball right there, usually Pooran is the type of guy, I watch him a lot in the IPL. Wide outside off stump, he's able to hit the ball over backward point for six. Or he's able to go over extra cover for six. There's a lot of talk about because Archer's extra pace, he couldn't manage it. Now, if Pooran deep down knew that he couldn't manage the extra pace, he could have just taken a single. You saw how Rutherford looked good against New Zealand, and even in that game against England, Rutherford looked good, right? But I think it was what? Pooran and Rovman just got out. So I think it was Russell at the crease because Russell came ahead of Archer. But even in that case, I thought that Pooran could have done the smart thing, taking a single and then give Russell the strike or Rutherford the strike, whoever was at the non-strikers in. And then I thought that after that over going for just 4 runs, right? You're putting so much pressure on the other guy in the next over to have to go for it first ball. So that's what happened to Russell. Russell realized that only 4 runs came from that over. And then Pooran got out in it. And then Russell went after Adil Rashid. The very next delivery got caught on the boundary. Russell won from two. Russell had no choice but to go for it. So I thought that Pooran got to take some blame there in how he played that particular over. I don't think it was. And the thing is about T20 cricket, T20 cricket, the game can change in literally 2 overs. So Johnson Charles knocking it around in the middle right there when we didn't lose any wicket. 4 run right there, that 1 over, that can cost you the game. That cost you 20 runs, which I thought we would have defended them. That extra 20 runs, England would have had to go a little bit harder because you saw that England were very conscious of the fact that Phil Salt and Jos Butler, they're two guys that can beat us. It's the truth. We all say it. If you watch every cricketing platform in the Caribbean, whether you watch Caribbean cricket podcast, Sports to the Bone, myself, anybody you watch, right? Cricket Forum, everybody was saying, when I read through all the comments, they were saying, get Jos Butler, get Phil Salt, will win the game. In every cricketing platform in the Caribbean, we're saying the same thing. Get Butler, get Phil Salt, will win the game. But if we had that extra 20 runs, that extra pressure on them, I'm I'm totally confident we'd have won the game. So right there, that was disappointing to see from Charles Pooran. As I said, disappointing in terms of the captaincy from Rugman there to bring Shepherd right back in. The man just came from childbirth, bring the man back in, right? But all in all, it was a good total 180. So let's make deal with what we have. Anytime you play in England, no matter how flat the surface is, you have to bowl 12 overs of spin. So I thought there was a tactical blunder to leave 1 over out there. If you look at it, Moti and Hossein got milked. Milked in the sense that they just knocked them for ones and twos. I think they bowl like 4 overs for maybe 31 or 32 or something like that. Right? So 30 odd runs for 4 overs, that's pretty decent. Chase was like 3 overs, 1 for 19. Chase should have bowled his fourth over. Come on, rough man. Against a team like England, you have to bowl a 12 overs of spin. They don't play spin particularly well. England, Australia, West Indies, South Africa, New Zealand. These are teams that history, whether it's on flat pitches, rank turners, whatever the case may be, you find that these teams don't play spin that well, right? And so at the end of the day, Roston Chase should have bowled his 4 overs. I don't know. Maybe the situation of the game, Rugman felt that the wicket wasn't doing much. And I understand all of these things, but I thought that someone should have rotated the bowlers in a way where all the spinners have to bowl 4 overs. That Shepherd over really killed it. 30 runs off it. Not saying we could have defended 180, but I mean, at that point, I was looking at the 15 over mark, right? West Indies were 135, I think, in 15 overs. And at that point, England were 140. And I'm like, okay, if we can get a good over here, if Shepherd can bowl a over for 5 runs, 6 runs, or just 6 singles, maybe something can happen in the next over, right? Just something. But I was just looking at England's 16 over with Archer and our 16 over with Shepherd night and day. Archer bowled 4 overs, bowled that for 4 runs, 1 wicket in the 16 over. Shepherd, 30 runs, no wickets, 3 6s, 3 4s. So the man was just coming from, man was just coming from home. I really thought that we got that wrong right there. That's fine. But that's fine. No, we lost to England and then no, we beat USA comprehensively. I'm not even going to spend a lot of time talking about USA. We did what we were supposed to do. USA is an associate team coming to the Caribbean. No associate team coming to the Caribbean should be able to beat us on home soil. And we did really well. Our bowlers did well. We bowled them out for 128. We gave ourselves a chance to make up on net run rate. Shea Hope smacked them. Puran smacked them. Well done. The only drawback I had from this game was that Johnson Charles against a weak bowling attack. I was shocked. Like Johnson Charles is the leading run scorer in CPL. Johnson Charles has such a amazing record against I would say lower quality tier bowling. I thought this was a game where Charles was gonna rip apart USA and get into form for the South Africa game, but Charles didn't turn up. And Johnson, you've been an excellent T20 player over the years. I've watched you in the 2012 World Cup. We won it in Sri Lanka. I've watched you in the 2016 World Cup. Johnson Charles has always been that guy who just go out there and attack in the power play. But even against USA was struggling. I was like, this is not Johnson Charles. I don't know what happened to him. I really don't know. He was just going at a runner ball, even against a mediocre bowling USA. Yes, they had Ali Khan and Netravalka, but I realized Netravalka, if it's not swinging, he's mediocre bowling because he's medium pace. Nothing happening for him. Ali Khan, yeah, playing the Caribbean, so we're used to what Ali Khan has to offer. Then they have nothing spinners. I say nothing spinners, meaning if you look at Armit Singh and all of these guys, they're just bringing over the arm, right? There's what Van Skalwick, the medium pace, but there's nothing in the USA bowling attack. And for Charles not to blast even 30 or 20 or 30 or 15, that was a bit concerning. But we went to South Africa with every chance that we were going to top the group. Because had we beaten South Africa with our superior net run rate, we might have been at the top of the table, right? So we gave ourselves every chance. Yeah, maybe there was a chance that would have also finished second because England also went ahead and smacked USA. But in the South Africa game, it was a good game, very good game. The key turning point for me, remember, this is me. The key turning point was when Shea Hope got dismissed in the first over. And guys, let me explain why that was a key turning point for me, right? This is just my review. Now, Shea Hope is a guy who plays spin very, very well. It don't matter who's bowling, whether it's Adil Rashid or whatever, whoever is bowling. Now, had Shea Hope gotten through that first over, guess what would have happened? Aiden Markram couldn't bowl to Shea Hope. One Shea Hope is there, he's smashing spinners for six. He's not as renounced as a Klaasen. You know, Henry Klaasen for South Africa tore apart Gudakesh Moti. As long as Klaasen is at the crease, he shouldn't be bowling spinners, right? Now, at the end of the day, one Shea Hope is there. Maharaj couldn't bowl in the power play. And Markram could bowl in the power play. Shea Hope is the only batter we have in the top four or top three who's different in the sense that Shea Hope is a classy batter. He doesn't necessarily need to go over the top or whatever the case may be. Once a spinner bowler, bad delivery to power hitters might get a wicket because power hitter looking to go over the top. Shea Hope, he has such class where he's piercing the gaps, going between short, third, and backward point. See him opening the face of the bat to go between cover and mid-off, stuff that you're not seeing a Johnson Charles do or a Pooran do or a Kyle Mayes do. You're not seeing the other top order batsmen do that. So as long as Shea Hope was at the crease, I felt that that would have negated the South African spinners. I thought that was a huge wicket when I saw Shea Hope. Don't get me wrong, the shot was on. He just needed to place it to the left or to the right of Tristan Stubbs, right? The shot was on, he punched it, but just went straight to short cover. And that's it. So that Shea Obuyi was a big turning point for me. But we fought hard. Another turning point, many might say the Dre Russ run out. I thought so too. But overall, I thought we fought hard. Um, I don't think Rovman Pole should have batted ahead of Shafin Rutherford. And this is why I really respect Kyron Pollard, you know. Pollard as a captain sometimes would look at the situation. Let's say we lose a wicket with 5 overs to go and Pollard is slated to come in next. Pollard would just send Fabian Allen or Andre Russell or DJ Bravo. Looking at the situation, looking at the matchups, Pollard would do that. I just think Rovman just thinks that he's the man that should go there at number 5. No matter what in this situation, want to lose a wicket, I'm going to go there. And I didn't think that Rovman looked at it and say, you know what, Maharaj, the left arm spinner turning the ball away from me. Maharaj probably gonna bowl his next 2 overs now. Let me just send out Sherfane Rutherford, right? Rutherford can get set against Maharaj. So when Shamsi comes back on, yeah, Rutherford is more set and would be ready to take on Shamsi because it's difficult to start when the ball is turning away from your bat. Maharaj would be turning the ball into Rutherford. So naturally, you'd say Rutherford should go ahead of Rovman, right? Maharaj was bowling. So what is Rovman doing? Send Rutherford out there. Let Rutherford face the ball, turning back into him. Get him into the group. Get him playing some shots. Getting working the ball around. Getting some ones and twos. So in the next over now, when Rutherford was about to face Shamsi, it would be a little bit easier. Facing the ball turning in to start is always easier than facing the ball turning away from you. We bring your outside edge into play a lot. Your feet start to move a little bit. You're a little bit warm as well. And then it would be easier to play the ball turning away. So I thought that was a big tactical blunder. As soon as I saw the wicket and Rovman running out, and I'm like, why is Rovman going out there to face Maharaj? I was like, no, Rovman. That was supposed to be Rutherford. Come on, man. So I thought that was a tactical blunder. The bowlers gave it their all. The bowlers gave it their all. Yeah, the bowlers really gave it their all. Hussain up front, Andre Russell was brilliant. Um, Hussain first over took some tap from Quinton de Kock, 3 boundaries. That's fine because Russell got him the next over, so I don't have a problem with it. And one thing you can say about West Indies bowling is there's a set structure. What I didn't like, not saying I would change anything, what I didn't like was that many teams could plan for West Indies. You know that Akil Hussain is going to take the new ball. If Shepherd is playing, Shepherd will take the new ball. But since Shepherd is not playing, Russell is going to take the new ball with Hussain. Then you know that Hussain going to bowl 3 in the power play, Russell going to bowl 1, and then Rovman always alternate who else bowl in the power play. So Russell bowl the second over, then another seamer will bowl the fourth over, then another seamer will bowl the sixth over. That was his template right through. As the power play finished, Gudakesh Moti is going to get the ball. Same thing, Gudakesh Moti is going to get the ball. And so Rovman utilizes bowlers the same way. No flexibility. I didn't like that. That couldn't sit well with me. But Rovman, you're a great captain. It's just that there were a few tactical blunders in this Super 8 phase, right? In the last 18 months, Rovman, you've done some excellent work as a captain, but I'm just talking about this week, some tactical blunders, right? Guys, we're just being fair. I'm not an unfair guy. I'm just being fair, stating some fair criticism. Yeah, but we kept it close. Um, that's how it is. I thought we could have won after we got it to where it was. 9 runs off 7 deliveries. Had Roston bowler that ball there. You never know whether Rabada hit one in the ear and get caught. You never know. 9 off the last over. Obed McCoy bowling to Marco Jansen. Maybe he would have been under a little bit more pressure, but you never know. We gave it a good shot. Out of the 20 teams, if I were to seed us based on performance, I would say we're fifth. I would say that the 4 teams that made the semifinals above us, then we're fifth, Australia sixth. The reason why Australia would be below us, they lost to Afghanistan. We beat Afghanistan, as well as the fact that Australia lost to us in the warm-up match. So if you're using that dynamic, you'd have to say we're above Australia in this World Cup. Um, And also that narrow defeat to South Africa, whereas Australia, they were properly beaten by India. So if you're looking at that overall, I would say that maybe we would be ranked fifth. And I would say that's not bad coming from the fact that we weren't even in the last T20 World Cup, right? We didn't qualify for the main draw. So yeah, so overall it was okay. But where do we go from here? That's the million-dollar question. Where do we go from here? First, we have to analyze our batting. Now, I put in yellow our three best batters. Nicholas Pooran, the Avatar, 228 runs in the top five, made 98, which is the highest score for this edition of the World Cup. But you know what happened with the Avatar? When the world needed him most, he vanished. When we needed him against South Africa, we needed you, Nicky P. Vanished. But surprisingly, Pooran has a terrible record against South Africa. I remember when we went to South Africa, he wasn't getting any runs. And overall, against this opposition, he doesn't have any runs. So Pooran, you're gonna have a next series coming up against South Africa. I think you need some runs, man. You need some runs just to show me that you can play against South Africa. I don't know why. So yeah, his average is good. Strike rate is good, but I thought that this number is a little skewed by this 98. You take out the 98, you'd realize Puran didn't have the best of tournament, I thought. Our best three batters. Our next best guy was Johnson Charles, but this is awful for me. Right? Oh, this average is wrong. His average was 23. So Charles' average was 23 from, let me cross that. Charles' average was 23 from 6 innings, scoring 140 runs. At a runner ball, basically, like 105, 100 and whatever, right? A runner ball strike rate. Johnson Charles, this guy should be getting you out the blocks very quickly. So this was disappointing. So I thought Johnson Charles had a disappointing World Cup. If I were to rate him out of 10, that's 4 out of 10 for me. I thought Johnson Charles giving me a runner ball don't make any sense. I would much rather have Shea Hope give me a runner ball and stay there till the middle overs, and then Shea Hope can dismantle spinners. So a lot of the time Shea Hope was on the bench. I would have much rather have seen Shea Hope do what Johnson Charles did, go out a runner ball and then dismantle spinners. So if Johnson Charles is going to give me this, that's a no, no, no. That's a no. Nicky P, our best batter in terms of runs, apart from the Afghanistan game, which that game was no pressure. I would say 6 out of 10 or 6.5 out of 10. Nicky P could have done better. It was an okay World Cup. But if we're gonna win the World Cup, we needed more from Nicky P. Brandon King didn't get going. The only game he was about to get going, he had that side strain. That proved very costly for us, giving Brandon King 5 out of 10. Against Papua New Guinea was okay, but then he went missing. Ruston Chase with the bat after say 9 out of 10. Um, the only thing that made him lose one is the New Zealand game. Went out and Hoyt burst the sky, got out for a duck. But Papua New Guinea was good. And then the 52 against South Africa was good because he played his role. That's Ruston Chase's role. Knock it around and give it to the big hitters. Striking at 130, you can't ask for more. In just 3 innings, Ruston was good. He only batted 3 times, you know. Rovman Paul was a below par effort for me. 5 out of 10. I thought Rovman didn't come to the party. And the one game he looked like he was coming to the party against England, smacked Liam Livingston a couple of times, then got out at the wrong time. So 5 out of 10. One of our next best batters, Sherfane Rutherford, I would say 6.5 out of 10. Rutherford won us a game against New Zealand, literally. And then he looked good against England, 29, I think, or 15. Excellent finishing. But he just didn't get enough opportunity. And that's what we were saying. Sometimes you can't be stuck in your ways. I thought Rovman's captaincy was stuck in his ways. There are a couple of games Rutherford should be batting ahead of Powell. Come on, man, Come on, man, Rovman. Let the man bat ahead of you. Nothing is wrong with that. right? Andre Russell, decent, but I didn't think we saw the best of Russell. I would say 5.5 out of 10, so I put that as 6 out of 10. 6.5, around, just giving it 6 out of 10. Russell saw us home against Papua New Guinea. Russell was 15 not out of 9. Russell then gave us the finishing kick against Uganda. Russell brought back impetus to our innings against New Zealand because he smashed Lucky Ferguson for a couple of boundaries, like 3 boundaries in 1 over. So Russell just take down the fastest bowlers for any team, and he don't care. He just smashing fast bowlers. Against South Africa, we saw where he was about to take off, but then that run out. So Russell 6 out of 10. We didn't see the best of him given the scenarios. Shepherd was poor, right? Shepherd faced 25 deliveries for 23 runs or 26 deliveries for 23 runs, striking at 92. The average is good, but that was poor from Shepherd. 5 not out of 7 deliveries. I'm telling you, if it was a Jason Hole, I'm sure you'd have gotten 10 out of 7 in that game. I'm not comparing Romario or Jason, but one thing I love about Jason is in franchise cricket, I've seen him do it a lot. Is 7 deliveries and make 10 or 12. Even in the England series the other day. That's what I was saying with our batting lineup being so long, Shepherd won't be able to have the impact that he usually would have in a bilateral series. In a bilateral series, Shepherd might get to bat at 6 or 7, and he's then going to be able to have many deliveries to face, maybe 16 or 20 deliveries. Even in against South Africa at Sabina Park, I saw that Shepherd got 13 deliveries to make his 26. But when you're batting at 8, on average, you're going to get 6 deliveries to face. So Shepherd making 5 from 5 and then 5 from 7. Those are poor numbers. Against New Zealand, the run ball 13, that was okay. I give Shepherd batting 4 out of 10. J-Hope was classy against Afghanistan, 9.5 out of 10. He was excellent against Afghanistan. He was excellent against USA, 100 for those games. But I thought J-Hope missed a trick against South Africa. J-Hope is usually so detailed and he analyzes things. And I thought that J-Hope didn't analyze things, right? He didn't analyze to realize that, listen, yes, South Africa might open with Rabada and no, Rabada and Marco Jansen, but just in case they threw Maharaj in, Shea would have been the man to take him down. I don't think they'd have expected Markram to open the bowling, but I thought Shea should have done the same thing that he did against USA, just use the first 2 overs to assess the surface and then take it from there. Yes, the shot was on, but still just temper it a bit, play it on the ground, and then now take it from there. So I give Chiyuk 9.5. Kyle Mayers, basically a runner ball, was doing what John basically came and did what Johnson Charles was doing. Um, so Kyle Mayers, I'm gonna give him a 7 though, because he made 35. And guys, listen to what I'm saying. Kyle Mayers, if he had not gotten out, yes, he got out right there. I thought Kyle Mayers was batting um in a way where if Kyle Mayers and Ruston Chase stayed there, even if they didn't give us a big finish, and let's say they had gotten to 145, 150, I felt that would have been a completely different game. We wanted Kyle Mayers to go because in our minds we were saying 170, 170. But if you actually look at it, Mayers and Chase played respect to the surface, and maybe 150 at the rate they were going round about 150 would have made because they were going round about at 7 runs per over. Then now with the finishers, the Powells and the other guys to try to push it to 7.5, 8 runs per over. Maybe would have gotten to 150. So Kyle Mayers played respect to the surface, played respect to the opposition. It wasn't like he made 35 off 34 against USA. No shades thrown there. It's not like he made 35 off 34 against a Uganda or a Papua New Guinea. This is South Africa on a difficult surface. So I always like to look at that when I'm making some detailed, you know, analysis on his innings. So I felt Mayer's innings was 7 out of 10. The bowling now, guys, surprisingly, our two seamers ended up being our best bowlers in terms of strike rate and wickets. 13 and 11, Dreros and Alzari Joseph. Alzari and Andre were excellent. Alzari, you've been the man for a long time. We've been calling for you to be more economical because you've always been getting wickets. Well done, Alzari. Well done, Dreros. Dreros have an economy under 7. Dreros, my gosh, man. Well done, Dreros. You were brilliant. Roston Chase, our next guy, economy 5.3, strike rate 12. This guy was brilliant. Nobody could get him away, whether it's Just Butler, Phil Salt, Klaassen, it don't matter. Markram, it don't matter. It don't matter who was batting. Ruston Chase is hard to get away. He's an excellent defensive bowler when batters are on the attack. I love that about him. Akil Hussain, he fell away towards the end of the tournament. His economy was good, 9 wickets, but he got most of his wickets in the group stage. I don't think he got any wicket in the Super 8 phase. So Akil fell away in the Super 8s. Moti fell away in the Super 8s as well. Yeah, that was very shocking. Moti fell away in the Super 8s. Even though Moti and Hussain can find themselves unlucky because Pooran dropped a couple catches behind the stumps, and each of them could have gotten a wicket, and you never know, that could have changed the game against England. So not going to be too hard on our spinners. Their economy is very good, so they still bowl with a lot of control. The biggest blunder was supposed to be our fifth bowling option. Remember, Ruston is a sixth bowling option. Our fifth bowling option was between Shepherd and McCoy. McCoy got these 3 wickets in one game. Very good. So outside of that game, he didn't have two good games. Against USA, 2 overs for 20 score. And then England, 1 over for 15. 1.1 over for 15. That's poor as well. So McCoy and Shepherd together didn't do what we wanted. And I thought that's why we fell out of this World Cup. McCoy and Shepherd together. The end of the day, it just wasn't up to standard. I know Shepard is a very hard-working guy. I know he's going to go back to the drawing board. I know McCoy is full of variation, but I would love McCoy just to be able to sometimes just bowl seam-ups. You don't always have to go for your changes. Just bowl seam-up McCoy, because when you bowl seam-up with the new ball especially, I've watched McCoy a lot in CPL from 2018, and I remember he was troubling a lot of top-order batsmen. Right? So if McCoy can just bowl seam up a lot of time and then every now and again put in his variation, he'd be a handful. But McCoy and Shepherd, let's just be honest, these guys were woeful, man. Everybody else would get more than 7 out of 10 for bowling. But McCoy and Shepherd together, or fifth bowling option, these two together could still not make a fifth bowling option. It was poor, man. Those overs were so critical. So what's in store for West Indies, right? So right here, I just look at a blueprint of the guys I think should be around for the next cycle, for the next World Cup, right? Many would say yes. Right now, our opening pair, let's be honest, would be what? Shea Hope, Brandon King. We all can agree. Nicholas Pooran, Austin Chase, Robman Powell, Shafeen Rutherford. Our top 6 is locked in, right? What do you want to argue Johnson Charles or Kyle Mayers in there? Those 6 there are locked in. Now that Andre Russell, we don't know what's going to happen. I think now the mantle is thrown to Romario Shepherd. He's definitely the guy. Jason Holder, right? Jason Holder still going to be a young man coming around next World Cup, about 34, right? Russell is 36 now. Now, here's my problem. We don't have anybody to replace Andre Russell right now, based on stats. However, this is what I am suggesting. Tell me if you agree with it, yes or no. I am suggesting that Andre Russell, this man, He's going to still be playing CPL. He's still going to be playing IPL. So he's in India. He's also going to be in Sri Lanka playing Lanka Premier League. He's also in Bangladesh playing Bangladesh Premier League. If at the end of, let's say, the next year, we still haven't found a guy to replace the quality of Russell with bat or ball or in the field, Russell was one of the safest hands in the field. We see Rutherford dropping catches, Pooran dropping catches, couple other guys dropping catches, Johnson Charles dropping catches. Russell's hand is safe. If we don't find an all-rounder that can match up to Russell, I would say that nothing is wrong with calling back Russell at 38. If key thing is, guys, listen to me. Don't just say no 38-year-old all-rounder should be in the team. Listen to what I'm saying, please. If Russell does well in BPL, IPL, CPL this year and next year, well, he did well in IPL this year, but let's say he does well in CPL and in BPL, I have no problem with Russell coming in the team for the 2026 World Cup to have one final go at it. All right, I have no problem with that. However, he's made it clear that's only if the team needs him. So we shouldn't be focusing on Russell to say Russell is the main guy. Russell has served West Indies cricket well. Russell, we've loved everything that you've done for us. You're a big entertainer. You've given us joy. And I think that it's time for the other guys to step up. But if nobody steps up, I have no problem bringing back Russell for the World Cup. Tell me what you think about that. I don't say anything wrong, right? Azari, he's going to be around Moti, Shamar. Now is the time that Shamar can get a lot of T20 series. Now we can also get to look at Hetty. We can get to look at Kyle Mayers. And now, notice I put in purple like reserve batters or keeper batters. Now, I don't want to throw away Fletcher yet. A lot of you guys want to throw him away. But Fletcher or Johnson Charles, one of them can still stick around. One of them can still stick around. So let me say Fletcher or Johnson Charles. One of them can still stick around. Because they're going to do well in CPL anyway. Youngsters not stepping up to take over. So one of them can still stick around. And then I'm happy that Evan Lewis is back training with the team. He was in the camp in Antigua. Good. So we got back Evan Lewis. Then the all-rounders, right? Fabian Allen, Matty Ford. Matty Ford, Fabian Allen, Aiden Walsh. These are all-rounders, but I guess you more want to classify these guys as bowlers, and maybe Matty Ford is the only genuine all-rounder. Many might look and say, maybe Matty Ford is the guy to take up from Russell. He still has some work to do, right? So Matty Ford got some work to do. Notice we don't have any youngsters coming through. Mark Dale is not really a youngster like Batters. Tadina Lane, I see him a bit, but I want to see something more. Alec Athanas, I want to see something more. I'm not going to just throw them in the T20 team as that as yet. So these are the batters I would be looking at over the next 2 years. Matty Ford, seam bowling all-rounder, I like him. Fabian Allen, exceptional fielder. Can hit the ball hard and very good bowler, I must say. Fabian is a very good defensive bowler. But the problem with Fabian is we have Hossein and Moti. We're going to India and Sri Lanka. We can play the two left-hand spinners in the next World Cup. But it's still going to be hard for Fabian to get a place in the 11. He might find a way to screech in the squad, I don't know. But Fabian is somebody I want to see playing more for West Indies as well. Hayden Walsh Jr., Aiden Walsh, we need a wrist spinner, especially going to India. Wrist spinner is always good, or even Sri Lanka. Ajanta Mendes, he was so good for Sri Lanka. Look at India. Chehel was very good one time. Kuldeep running the place right now. Shamsi, wrist spinners are doing well. Adil Rashid, we need a wrist spinner. Obed McCoy and O'Shea Thomas. We don't really have fast bowlers, and so of course, Shamar, Obed, they're fine. O'Shane is the big debate. Um, but we don't have another real genuine fast bowler. So O'Shane, stick around the squad and let's see. Kimo Paul, couple others. But the youngsters are coming through. Let's see the Isaiah Thorne and the Ramon Simmons and there are other guys Um, yeah, but I don't know. O'Shane Thomas might be there because of his pace and hopefully can get back to good rhythm. And many might want to see Dominic Drakes. We have a lot of guys in the Caribbean, but a lot of them are medium pace. I want somebody express. I want some express pace. You saw how Russell was effective bowling round about 135, 140 in this World Cup. Alzari bowling above 140. When he gets it right, it's very hard to play. Sometimes you want bowlers who bowl that pace, right? You saw the setup from Russell to Quinton de Kock, just set back a man around there, around backward square leg, and bowl a bouncer at him, force him to play the shot. If you have guys bowling medium pace, it's hard to set up batsman certain ways. Just the truth. If you're bowling medium pace, batsman have enough time to pick the gap. If they can't go over the top, they'll just pick the gap or whatever. So yeah, you have to remember sometimes that's why you need extra pace. It's okay to have maybe one medium pacer in a team, but you can't have a bunch of medium pacer. Dominic Drakes, Kemo Paul, Jason Holder, Romari Shepherd. We can't have so many medium. We need genuine express pace, right? So yeah, so O'Shane Thomas. And we need a left arm wrist spinner. I don't know why we just haven't produced left arm wrist spin over the years. But so far, right, we've been to Australia. We drew that test series 1-1. ODI, let's just forget ODI for now. T20, we lost 2-1. That's okay. That was a build-up year. We had our first class um, regional 4-day, which I'll do another video very soon talking about the build-up for the test matches in England. South Africa came and we whooped them 3-0. That's out the way. World Cup now is done for us. So the next T20 is Caribbean Premier League. And of course, we have a T20 series against us, against South Africa in August. So guys, we have three T20 against South Africa, and we have three T20s against Sri Lanka. We have three T20s in November against England, and we have three T20s against Bangladesh in December. Let's make it clear, Russell won't be there. So I want to see these 20 guys, the players being selected from, or 20 or 19, 80, however many I wrote down here. This is the pool of players I would love that we keep for squad based around. But guys, that's my review of the T20 World Cup. And also, do you agree with my pool of players that I have right here? For the rest of the year, who do you want to see play against? England, Bangladesh, South Africa. Who are the guys you want to see? What changes do you want to be? What changes do you want to see be made to this T20 setup? So guys, it's your boy Ronaldo. I'm out.